Episode 13 kicks off right where we left off, against Malboro. Same fiend, same plan. One very important difference here is, this time, I'm about to guard its turn. Last time, Malboro's normal attack one-shot me without a guard. So there's no experimenting here, we're guarding next time. But this thing has so much HP, so I start mixing in shadow gems. Now, with the guard up, Malboro's normal attack drops to 500. And because of the shadow gems are so precious in this run, I don't want to burn through them too early in the run. But the two I already threw makes all the difference here. Fire gems clean up the rest nicely. Malboro is down. One fiend we have not beaten yet here was Anaconda. I came in with an SOS Haste active, giving me 3 turns to start things, and I was hoping to tilt things even more to my favor. But they're immune to slow, so I heal up and haste back up again, and then the slap starts coming in. Knocked. Okay, let's reset the attitude. Feather up, guard up. Damage comes in, but this time reduced. One attack gets evaded completely. I follow up with Poison Fang and a Shadow Gem, but the Anacondas don't have that much HP, which actually explains why the Shadow Gem didn't hit particularly hard here. Guard again. One attack lands. The second one misses. Hand goes into the pocket, Fire Gem out. One Anaconda falls. Heal up. Guard again, and again another miss. Steals some Petrify grenades, and then it uses a Sonic Tail. That might be the softest 1313 I've ever seen. Still knocks me though. I get back up, and this time Fire Gems just delete them both. And with that, every fiend here in Calmlands is defeated.
What should I do?
I grab the chill boost, someone very generously packed into this chest. They're right next to each other as well. And make my way to the place many people call the Post Came Home. The Monster Arena. I grabbed the Iron Grip from the old man. Unfortunately, none of the capture weapons have piercing. Even Kimaris and Aurons are just plain capture abilities. Still, this is where the real work begins. The goal is simple. Take the fiends that got away and bring them back home, alive. To do that, you have to finish enemies with a special weapon, which doesn't sound too bad at first. It just means approaching encounters from a slightly different angle, instead of blasting everything into the FARPLANE. I need to weaken them into a range where I can punch them straight into my FARPLANE crate. That's where they go now. Some fights drag a little because of this, but for now, I'm only capturing one of each fiend in Calmlands. Nibiru's and Skull go straight into the FARPLANE crate, and I add their names to the on-screen capture list as we go. The routine becomes pretty simple. Wipe everything except the target. Put the target to sleep if possible, check the HP with the sensor, and capture it eventually. Fireflan is easy. Under sleep, I chip it down carefully and secure it. Next up, Coeral. To remove one quickly, I lean into Ninja Call all the way from Quatasalam. Sensor on, chip to low HP, into the FARPLANE crate it goes. Anaconda next. They're annoying, but under sleep they behave. I chip them down, focus on one after a Fire Gem, capture it, and immediately leave the battle. One of each fiend. That's the rule for now. Malboro capture is where things get messy. Huge HP bull, fear of bad breath. I rush to fight a little and accidentally kill it with a bomb fragment. Malboro drops a Hurricane Claw, Silence Touch and Dark Touch. That's actually pretty useful for capturing because silence grenades hit everything and that can work against you. A single target silence tool is valuable. Next, Chimera, Shell and Poison on. Now this is where the sensor map comes in. Poison ticks Chimera for 980. It's sitting at 909 HP. Ideally, I'd heal it slightly with a potion and then attack for the capture, but I don't have potions. And to replace that, I instead cure it, attack it once, wait for its turn and poison tick. Perfect. Clean capture. Almost forgot the chest here. Now the Marlboro capture is easily the hardest one here, and I had to take a good look into Marlboro's behavior, starting things off with equipping sensor and going for the power break immediately. This nicely cuts off Marlboro's normal damage, especially because I'm under protect buff as well. Now Marlboro attacks with 278, which is nothing. And here's where this version of these Marlboros is a tier below when it comes down to difficulty compared to the others. Bad breath is a problem, always, but this version here has a counter running in the background when it uses the bad breath. Marlboro counts to 7, reaching that unleashes bad breath, causing many bad statuses. Every time you target Marlboro counts for 1 point, and using fire elemental attacking styles counts for 2 points. So fire gems hit hard, but they count hard as well. Using shadow gems is great strategy, but to save them, this is how I used my points. Power break for point 1, then 2 fire gems made that tracker 5, then 1 shadow gem making the counter 6, and 1 more of anything, and bad breath is skewed. So I switched gears to have the most turns to push the counter way above 7. After 2 poison fangs, it was left with 388, so I switched in the arrow grip, and yep, now the bad breath. This Marlboro only has 2 moves, this and the normal attack. Bad breath's odds play out, and here lands Confusion, Poison, Slow. Only Berserk was missing. But Marlboro being power broken and a UG under protect, that setup saved me. The normal attack lands here, and of course, knocks that confusion out. Ball back on me, that's an easy Albert potion to kick poison off and heal UG. Then I'll have to deal with the slow. I'm going to need to feather UG up again. The darkness status will nicely wear off after 3 turns. The rest of the battle is self-explanatory. Now Marlboro could have probably been captured without ever needing to see the bad breath, but I went with this strat where I allow it to use it once. 1 bad breath, those odds I can play around. But Calmlands still isn't done with me. New page on the capture list, Ogre is next. Sleep, Poison, I wait. Manipulate turns, set up the takedown, careful planning, and eventually captured. Ogre blesses me with the Rebel Lance. For Kimari. Dude, that sounded like something else. For Kimari. I think the drops meant for Kimari and Auron always come with a piercing ability, so having counter attack with piercing, that's a solid gear to have access to. I confidently walk towards the arena. You've got 1 more. Excuse me? I checked the list again, and I totally forgot about Shred. I go hunting. Along the way, a Fireflan drops something huge. Fireproof armor. Finally. I find Shred and then start shredding the front line. Even Lancet barely tickles Shred, so I trade normal blows instead. Eventually, Shred goes straight into the FARPLANE CRATE. That's everything. Back to the old man. First reward, 60 FARPLANE wins. Then a monster he created. Bring it on. 8,000 damage. Okay. I checked the FARPLANE wins description. They cast death on all enemies. That's enormous. I can finally yell some Seymour quotes in battles like, "Death awaits you." Lord Seymour rarely offered such finality, because Lord Seymour was the leader of the Quantum. Enough of that trauma. The monster that was created was Chimera Gaze. Now we definitely can't defeat it. Alright, pause the video right there. This is Egox from the future. And actually, I could have defeated Chimera Gaze at this point of the game. I just didn't know it, so yeah. Continue the video. But with the first strike and steel, we can still farm it. Unfortunately, its steel table is pretty poor. I jump into Macalania Woods next. More captures. This time, I'm just blasting through encounters. Macalania Lake covers the rest. No issues. Evil Eye shows up last. Macalania captured. Back to the arena for the second reward. 60 shining gems. These items cast Flare. Yeah, Flare is officially unlocked. The new monsters created are Espada and Earth Ether. The big guy doesn't interest me much, but Espada though, with Vanguard equipped, I can steal FARPLANE shadows times 4. It's pretty much the same than the FARPLANE wins, except the shadow ones inflict death on 1 enemy. That gives me controlled one-shots now. Fiend by fiend, I control the death infliction. With that all done, it's time for the next boss. Defender X, Vanguard on, Warrior Torch on, safe. Let's go! This is gonna be a hard boss. Yeah, you know that, don't you? There's one piece of equipment that trivializes this fight. With haste and protect up, I switch to the win condition. Evade and counter. From here on out, all I have to do is heal Yuji and just lay back on my chair. Normal attacks are evaded 100% of the time. The only real threat is Haymaker. It's not evadable. That one, I guard. Defender X has a lot of HP, and it follows a flowchart based on your actions. Blast Punch, Mighty Guard, Sloga, they're all in the move table. But if I keep things simple, no spinning blades, no nothing, it follows this exact pattern we just saw. Eventually, it falls apart. Sadly, no gear drops this time. Cavern of the Stolen Fayth. New area, new fiends, new problems. I start with the silence against dark elements and Nidhogg. With the guard up, I let Nidhogg tackle me. And it instantly wipes me out. Even through guard. Well over 1000 damage. I mean, it is technically almost end game here, so. Next encounter here, Magic Urn, and its annoying minigame. I'm calling it Prices and Game Overs. The reward I'm hunting for here? Stamina tablets. Yes, this is where we get them after Moonflow. They don't come easy though. I'll keep trying whenever Magic Urn shows up. That trio of thorns. Normally, silence is the answer. Except they're immune. Every spell flies out. My patience against these guys burned. Reset. Second attempt. As soon as Null Blades goes on, that still works beautifully against these. Totally immune to fire now. As long as I don't irritate them with physical attacks, no pollen will be shown. Poison Fangs drain the life out of them. Here, I start capturing immediately. 2 Poison Fangs leave 1 at 58 HP. That of course means 1 physical attack will capture it easily. Into the FARPLANE crate it goes. Quick tip here, use loading screens to trigger autosave. If you get chokeslammed afterward, you've got a fallback. Thorns also offer silence grenades. Next, Valhalla and Ibai. Dream Powder to start. Valhalla goes to bed. Gone for multiple turns. I'm under SOS haste, and Botch misses its attack. That's pretty lucky actually. And that's exactly why I did the autosave trick before this, so that I can risk my entire life on these encounters. I equip Evade Encounter. From this point on, Ibai is a worse version than the Click in Botch Temple. From this point, this fiend doesn't even exist. Everything it does is evaded. Even Plate's attack is evaded. I'm telling you, don't forget to pick up that chest after every Altana. Finally, it's captured. Talking about the power of Dream Powder, Valhalla is still napping. I poison it and it goes back for more. Now the poison is ticking. I check the math with a sensor. Behind the scenes, I'm working insane math calculations, so I come up with the Mega Potion strat here, then chip it with another Dream Powder. Poison Tick leaves it with 255 HP. I'ma be honest, I played a little too safe here. Antidote to remove the poison, Lancet to weaken it even further, haste that up as well since I healed myself out of the SOS HP. Still 2 turns ahead, that's going to be easy sec here. Some fiends love to hide here. Ghost for example, I open with the Poison Fangs, it responds with Doom. Scary move. Five turns, 9,999 HP. I panic. I overdo the Poison Fangs. Accidentally kill it. Yep. Magic Urn again. Time for Stamina Tablets. I hit it, but instead of bingo, it's wrong. Explosion coming in. Game over. One fiend in this cavern has been playing hide and seek for 25 years now, and it has absolutely mastered the game. And every step it takes is already too close.